right, family, what's going on? Welcome to the Awareness Channel. My name is TC. So, I like to fancy myself. I used to like to fancy myself as a reverse passport bro, one of the originals. You dig me? Because I was one that back in '08, '09, I started thinking about going offshore to find me a permanent, lasting relationship. And so, it took a couple of years, but like around 2011, that's what I did, and I found somebody and I hooked up with him, a woman from Trinidad. Now I started to go with Jamaica because I was talking to a woman from Jamaica. She was a housekeeper on Nantucket Island. I had to go out to Nantucket, Massachusetts. I think that's Massachusetts anyway. I had to go out there and get her, or at least visit with her. Now she was kind of a plain looking girl, but she was cute. She had a really good sense of humor, and we had good conversation on the phone. She had a little boy down in Jamaica, and it never really panned out because I ain't feel like going to uh, uh, Connecticut or Massachusetts. No, I didn't feel like going to Nantucket Island to go see her, and I wasn't really into her like that. So I just kept looking, and eventually I find myself hooked up with this Trinidadian woman, the music teacher. Now, the music teacher and me, we hooked up and we hit it off. Um, and we eventually got married. And we stayed married for 14 years. And then one day, my music teacher came home and told me she didn't want to be married anymore. Kind of, I, it's kind of out of nowhere, but not really, because I did get warning signals. About 5 years, maybe longer than that. I was going to say about 5 years in, but it had to be more like 7 or 8 years into our marriage. We was downtown at the art walk, and we was joking and laughing back and forth and shit. I was in a pretty good mood. I thought we was on solid ground and shit. You know what I'm saying? We had a little active sex life and all that. We was still hunching on the regular, like grown people do, not like teenagers, but um, she had started working at a middle school. She was making good money, right? This was when she realized she made a little bit more than me. And my Social Security was about a year off from kicking in. And out of nowhere, she said, I don't even really, I can really just kick you to the curb anytime I want to. And I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? And she just kind of chuckled it off. But I never forgot. I never forgot. So I ain't saying nothing else about it. I mean, I throw it back at her every once in a while, but I ain't, when she got too flip at the mouth. But I didn't say too much about that. But I never forgot. Fast forward maybe 3 years, and we in our brand new house. You see, because we was moving forward really fast. Because my Social Security did kick in, only I didn't quit working, and it kind of doubled my income. Also, one of my pensions kicked in, and that was another little shot in the arm for me every month. So now I'm bringing in the house almost as much as she's bringing in the house. She don't know that though. She still thinks she bringing in all this money, but her ass was slick. She was running all of the bills off of my income and stacking her money in her, you know, specialized account. I never really looked in it, but she told me she had X number of dollars, but she had far more than she told me she had. I'm convinced of it. But I digress. I digress. The whole thing is this. I was really invested in this relationship. I really was. And to have it turn out the way it did, a real fucking disappointment to me. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm not going to say, watch out for, uh, Caribbean women and this and that. But I am disappointed in her. I am. Because I really believed in it. I really believed in what we were doing. But like I said, I did have warnings. You know what I mean? And in the back, something in the back of my mind told me that this had a good chance of happening. I mean, her filing for a divorce and all, because it was her second marriage, and her first marriage was to a good guy. Now, I didn't meet him personally, but I did hear his voice and see him, and I seen how he raised his kids. And looking through, their history from what she told me, and from what I see in old photos and things of that nature, you know, they did a lot of shit. He did a lot of shit with his family. He was really proud of it. And she left the guy twice. She left him twice. Left once, came back and left again. She left the father of her kids twice. So it was almost a foregone conclusion that she was going to leave me. Now, some people said, no, I ain't know that. Nah, it was almost a foregone, because that's what she does. She's a runner. She used to run. She tried to run away from home one time and found out the shit was too far and had to turn around and come back. Whatever. Anyway, she's a runner. But, I mean, it was really a disappointment. Now, will it make me quit fucking with Caribbean women? I'm gonna take a break from all them bitches for a while and see where my path leads me. Because usually when I take a break, I usually start making progress in a lot of my outside ventures and projects and shit. And I'm gonna see if that happens. You feel me? So that's where I'm at right now. But back to what I was talking about. But when I was in Canada, when we were in Canada, this was 2024, our last trip to Canada. Her friend up in Canada was asking me, as like she always did every time I went up there, what was it like being married to a Caribbean woman? And she kept asking me that. And I'm looking at her and how she treat her old man, how she treats Mr. Curtis. And she treats Mr. Curtis with like condescension. She talked down to him. You know what I'm saying? She treat him like he a child. Sometimes he spends a lot of time outside the house. And my ex-wife, being the easily influenced individual that she is, in spite of all her accolades and accomplishments, she still has low self-esteem when it comes to certain bitches. And she want to be like them and do what they do. When she was leaps and bounds ahead of them bitches, she still wanted to drop back into their sphere of influence because she figured somehow they was having a better life than her. But yeah, so Lauren starts to act like her friend in Canada and starts to give me motherfucking shit and piss and vinegar. So there you have it. And another thing that I noticed while I was in this marriage was that very few Caribbeans actually marry American black people. Now, I didn't say none because I was obviously married to a Caribbean woman, but I was the exception that proved the rule sometimes. We'd be in a room full of people here in the States, And everybody's Caribbean. And the other Caribbeans, if they're not married to a Caribbean woman, they got a white woman or an Asian woman. You dig me? But yeah. But I used to go to them functions though, and I used to show the fuck out. I used to go to them functions and things that dinners and brunches and all that little dinner parties and shit that they used to throw. And I'm the American shit. I made sure I represented, you know. But I was the only American in the room a lot of times. One time I went to a spot with them, and there was one other American brother in there, and we both represented. And we dared anybody to say something fucked up about Americans, American black people. You can talk about white folks all you want, but they don't do that. They come for us. So to wrap all of this up, I'm wondering sometimes if it's just a fucking scheme that took a long time to pay out. I got this. I mean, because a couple of times we was ready to part, but through pressure from the outside, she stuck around. Fear of looking bad or looking like the bad person, she stuck around. And this last time, she felt like she had the support system she needed to just fucking go through with it. It was like now or never. So she started about a year and a half, 2 years ago when she first said that shit, because she never let that shit go. That she was going to move into this place and separate. And then I didn't freak the fuck out. I didn't know where that came from. I really didn't. Because during that time, I thought we was doing good. But this last time, she had planned that shit out. She had, damn. Excuse me. Shit. This last time, she had planned that shit out. I'm going to go 18 months ahead. And because I know how she works when she's determined, she works fast. And like I said, it was a big disappointment to me. Because I didn't think she was that kind of person. But I digress. It is what it is. I'm gonna move on and with my plans, which is to get a bigger spot that I can spread my art studio out in, and because I want an art studio and a workshop and a place to train. So I need those three things, and I need them to be spacious. You dig me? But that's where I'm at, y'all. And I'm going to go ahead and close out this one. Y'all hit the like button. Oh, thanks for coming by and listening to me talk my shit. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And hit the notification bell so that you know when I'm ready to do this thing again. TC. And I'm out. Peace.